3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Hey, this is Mark over at The Studio Life here at Manhattan Beach Studios here in Southern California, and welcome back. Now, we are a broadcast shop, and what that means for us is that we need the ability to get our cameras into computers. And so we use a variety of products for that particular purpose. Cameras have evolved quite a bit of late, in particular because of things like Zoom, where you almost need any camera to be able to function as a webcam. And this is fairly easy for camera manufacturers to be able to do, and so many cameras include the ability to send their picture out via USB. That's amazing. It's wonderful. It's not the highest quality necessarily, but it tricks the camera into it tricks the computer into thinking that the camera is essentially a webcam. And it allows the highest end cameras ever to be able to function as a zoom camera, which means you can look amazing with shallow depth of field. Maybe you can swap out lenses. You have better low light performance. It just is amazing. It looks the way you want it to look. And so I love the fact that every camera can now function as a webcam in one form or another. That's wonderful. Now, some cameras don't offer this capability. And in a lot of cases, I don't want to be reliant upon a USB cable, or I might want my camera much farther away than any normal USB cable. I might want to use a long HDMI cable, or better yet, an SDI cable. So we utilize both computers that are dedicated to this, where they have capture cards that are built in order to receive those camera signals via SDI or HDMI. And I carry at all times 3 devices that are designed to make sure that I can always achieve my goals when it comes to getting camera signals into computers. One of the downsides of utilizing the webcam trick, where you're tricking the computer into thinking that any camera that you're using is a webcam, is that you can only do this with one particular camera. Zoom can only select one camera. And when you do this, no other webcam is available. So it's a single camera operation. Now you can combine multiple cameras if you have other capture devices. Now, our computers that are dedicated, we have 2 of them here, have capture cards where we can receive multiple cameras. One of them can do up to 8. One of them can do up to 4 cameras coming in. We can combine that with outputs, or we can utilize additional devices in order to send those signals out. So we have a couple of those. Those are DeckLink. We've got a couple of DeckLink cards here, and that's amazing. Those are dedicated. On the other hand, I want to make sure that I always have backups. And I want to make sure I can utilize my laptop, which does not have that capability. Now, laptops are able, if they have Thunderbolt, to utilize a Thunderbolt interface where you can use PCI cards, such as the DeckLink cards, so that you can use those fancier capture devices with any device, any computer that has a Thunderbolt card. But we have gone ahead and invested in the AJA IO 4K Plus. Now, let me open that up here. This is our AJA IO 4K Plus. This particular device has been one of the most reliable devices that we've had. And if you look at the back, you'll notice you have a whole bunch of SDI inputs. You have the ability to input 1, 2, 3, and 4. You have a Genlock, and you have an SDI monitor. Now you have also some serial devices, or whatever you call them, that allow you to deal with multiple audio channels. And then this other thing over here is the power supply. I don't like the fact that it's a 4-pin power supply. I know they want to get you some extra amperage in there and whatnot, but I gotta tell you, if my power supply fails in the field, you can't always find an easy replacement. So I do wish that that was not the case. I know AJA has the reasons. I think internationally this was a more standardized system, but from my perspective, I do wish it was different. But the fact that you have 4 SDI inputs plus an HDMI in and out is huge. Now the front of the device is pretty simple. You have a volume control. You can monitor through this particular device. That's cool. You know, I don't know why that's necessary, to be honest, but I'm sure some people utilize it. What this device allows us to do is either take in a 4K signal via HDMI, or I can mix and match 1080p signals. So in other words, I can take 3 cameras via SDI and bring them all in at full HD resolution, and I could utilize my number 4 to send a video signal back out. So I could send it to an external recorder, I can send it to external monitors, whatever I want to do, I can do with this particular device. I can mix and match 2 outputs, 1 input, 4 inputs, whatever I want to do. Just the other day, I was using the 4K capability of this device, which means you can only have 1 device coming in, and I utilized a different device to get my video signal out. And with that, I was able to cut that video signal into 4 pieces because it was 4K, took 4 1080p signals out of there, and now I essentially was able to utilize 1 camera with 4 different looks. So this is a pretty amazing piece of gear. It fits very well into most, if not all, live streaming platforms that are software based. So vMix, for instance, loves this device. Plug this thing in to Thunderbolt and vMix sees 4 brand new channels that it can utilize for cameras in, and you can now select one of those channels for cameras out. It's just an unbelievably simple device. Even when I have the other computers, I'll throw my laptop over my shoulder and this particular bag, and I know I have a complete backup. In case our primary live streaming system goes down, I have a complete backup. Now, it's not cheap. It costs a few $1,000s, but you know, it's reliable. It works all the time. It's just what it is. And you can buy these used now, which means you can get a pretty good savings on this. Now, we utilize 2 other devices that I always carry with me whenever we have a live stream. Number 1, my Cam Link. Now, this device converts any HDMI signal into USB. This is the equivalent of tricking the computer into a webcam. So any HDMI device can now be a webcam for the computer. Now, why would you use this? Number 1, I use this anytime I just need a 1-camera operation and I just want to throw something in my bag. But I'll also use this to combine with other devices. Like, for instance, the IO 4K Plus is actually utilizing SDI signals, which means I'm not using a webcam. So the webcam plus those signals means I can get an additional camera out of that deal. So that's how I got my second camera in just this past week. I utilized 4K off of my primary camera. I utilized a second camera off of this, and then I utilized my HDMI port for my output. But this is also my backup. If everything else in the world failed, I still have a camera with an HDMI out and this device. Every computer will work. So I don't lose my live stream. I can grab any computer and it will work. I love it. So having this with me at all times is huge. And to that point, I also have a Magewell. The Magewell is the same exact type of unit as the Cam Link except SDI. And this one has a loop through. So any camera with SDI that can come into this particular box, my computer will see as another webcam. So having the ability to have an HDMI source or an SDI source means that I never go down. If my computer blows up, someone has a laptop, we can stay live. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Now, I'm a boater. I used to do a lot of stuff offshore, and my one rule was backups, 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 backups. And I spent a lot of money, way too much money, on making sure that I have a contingency plan, because when a client hires us to do something, I need to know that if everything fails, I can still make something work. These are contingency plans. While they can be standalone, they're my contingency plans also, and I don't feel safe. This is my baby blanket right here. This is my little baby blanket. I love it. Without it, I do panic. I get very nervous that everything else is going to fail. So the fact that it's all sitting here, organized, ready to go means confidence. But I've got to tell you, these are the key. This is the future. The ability to record and get your signals into a computer is huge. Even if you just want to monitor, even if you're just looking to get 4 cameras on a director's monitor, plug your 4 cameras right into an AJA, run them through something like a vMix, and put them on a screen. Your director can see all the cameras, and then you can even switch to whatever camera your director wants to see. If they want to see one camera, or they want to see a side-by-side on two, or they want to see all four, like, it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want to do. So having this is not just for broadcast, but the fact that I could use it for broadcast anytime I want is pretty huge. So I wanted to talk about these little capture devices. They're amazing. Obviously, if you have a camera that has its own USB out, that's amazing too. But this is the future, and this is our little go bag. So that's it. That's our capture device episode. No, if you got a question, you can reach out to us anytime you want. We're in this business. We're using this stuff every day, and we're using them like pros. We're pushing them to the limit. And so if you've got a question, a thought, a comment, an idea, just, you know, reach out. We're here. That's it. See ya.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!